The next thing is, why is being beneficial important? So I talked about what it looks like and what it means to be beneficial, but why, in this whole grand scheme of thing, why is it even beneficial? Why is it important at all? Why should black men even focus on or even desire to become beneficial? Because I mean, if you're good or if you're a nice guy, maybe that's it. Maybe that's all you need to do. Like, I'm not out cheating on a whole lot of girls. I'm not stealing. I'm not causing harm in my community. Why should I strive to be something more? Why should I desire to become beneficial? Well, there's a verse in the book of Proverbs that I think really captures that. And actually, for me, it helps remind me of why it's important to work and desire to become beneficial. It's Proverbs chapter 28, verse 28. It reads, "When the wicked rise, men hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous increase." The way I understand that scripture is that if you have a community or a society that is full of men and women, children, all that stuff or whatever, right? If you have wicked men, if you have wicked people who rise up in that community, what happens from time to time is those who need to fight against the wicked, who need to uphold the standard in a community, they disappear. And honestly, I feel like that's happened within the black community in so many different ways. We have, whether it's leaders from like civil rights era or trying to do stuff in the community or whatever, there's a lot of pushback to stop them from actually making changes or trying to help our community get to a better place. It's a lot easier for wickedness to thrive and to grow. And that's what's been happening in our community. At least that's what I'm seeing. I mean, maybe you feel otherwise, but the standard of our community has gone down. I believe it's been going down for a long time, not even like farther than the past 100 years. Like, it's just been going down. The world, and particularly our community, is in need of beneficial men, especially beneficial black men. Our community is falling and has fallen into the hands of wicked, foolish, and immature men. Men that kill each other, harm women, and neglect children, who make decisions that break down our community, leave it unprotected, and keep it from growing into something better. There is a need. There is a need for men to do the work, to serve and be helpful and to be advantageous for themselves, for their brothers, for their community, for their wife, for their children. There's a need. Something that really sparked or got me energized about wanting to be a beneficial man myself and to go on this journey to like, how can I be better? I need to do more. I need to grow and become a better influence for those around me, is being exposed to a lot of that stuff that we see on the internet from like the manosphere. So maybe it's a year or two ago is when I first started hearing about like Kevin Samuels, Fresh and Fit, and all that stuff, all that manosphere red pill junk. In my mind, it's junk. It really is. And just seeing that toxic behavior online and seeing more of it. Like, it wasn't enough that it was just those individuals or those YouTube channels, those podcasts or whatever, but now seeing it more and more and the impact that it's having in our community. And alongside with that, like I like to describe it as like the okie doke that we get from the influence of this society and this culture that is degrading and destroying our community. So I'm thinking about stuff like, even though I like hip hop, but like hip hop and rap culture and its influence on us, or I mean, I don't like this, but like the influence of media or like pornography and things like that has really been breaking us down and messing us up and messing with our mental, which is why it's really important and crucial for me. And I think crucial for the black men in our community to get our minds right. I did a video a while ago about, it was originally titled Mental Health, the Blight of the Black Man. I think I might have changed it or somewhere, but I'll put a link in the video, or I'll put a link in the description or somewhere in the video where you can go and check it out. But the whole idea or thought that I have is that us as black men, our minds have been so messed up that it's really impacting everything that we do. And so what I mean by mental health, it's not just fighting depression or fighting anxiety or bipolar or any of the other stuff, but it's also like the actual condition and well-being of our minds and our thoughts. And so I've mentioned before, like, your thoughts impact what you believe, which impact how you behave in your actions. So if you have really bad thoughts, if your mental state is bad, like unhealthy, then it's going to impact what you believe and how you act. And I think that's been happening in our community for a long time. We are being given bad thoughts, toxic things that impact our beliefs and our behaviors that lead us to where we are now. And so it's imperative that more black men do the work to become beneficial to help their community. It's imperative that more black men do the work to become beneficial for themselves so that they're happier, that they're healthier, that they have more joy in their lives so that they can show up the way that I believe Father Yah, God, has called them to be. Because I believe all men, particularly all Black men, are called to be servants for their community, to be a blessing, and to live for glory and for good. So it's important, like I felt really energized about becoming better myself, becoming a beneficial man myself, but also desiring to help more of my brothers break out of the matrix, because that's really what it is, and at the heart of it, at the core of it, I think it's spiritual warfare, and it's really doing a number on us. It really is. I think at the heart of it, it's Satan. I know some people may not believe, very spiritual or Christianity or whatever, but like, I believe that. Like, there's a plot and a plan and a scheme that comes from hell itself to throw us completely off of where we're supposed to be, which is being beneficial men, which is living for glory and for good, which is being servants and creatives, and creative not in a sense of just artists, but creatives as in like making things that help other people. I think at the core, I honestly believe that at the core, like that's where we're supposed to be. But because our minds are messed up, we cannot thrive in that. We cannot be who we're supposed to be. And so it really, again, it gets me energized to know that there's this fight. There's this fight for us to get in alignment and be who we're supposed to be, because our community needs it. We need it from each other. And if we aren't walking like that, if we aren't being in alignment with that, we are living a mediocre, gray, basic life. We are settling for good when we're supposed to be excellent. We're settling for good when we're supposed to be beneficial. We're settling for gray mediocrity when there's so much vibrancy in life that we're called to and that we have the opportunity to experience. But because we are believing bad thoughts, it's leading us to having bad behavior and settling for something that is far beneath our call and our design.